There we go. There we go. What's up? It's about 10 p.m. there.
10 p.m., yeah. It's getting dark now.
Man, well, hey, let's. We finally did it, man. For those
Yeah, finally
who
happened.
may be listening or watching, this has been like a few weeks in the make, maybe a month.
Yeah, nearly anyway. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, dude, it's been a minute. Well, shit, let's get into it, huh? Let me crank these headphones up. All right, you ready, my guy? All right, let's do it. Okay, everybody. Welcome to Slap Son. We got the man in the building. It's been a minute. It's been a while, but we did it. 10 p.m. his time, 3 o'clock my time. We don't give a shit. It could have been 2 a.m. my time. 1 a.m. his time. It doesn't matter. We did it. Let's get down to business. The infamous one is here. I don't care what you're doing. Don't play around. What is this? What is this? It's the infamous one. We got Sean Q. Martin. What's up,
Yeah,
baby?
let's go. Let's fucking go.
Yes, let's fucking go. Let's get down to business. Yes, I
Let's
love
handle
it. I
business.
love it.
Seriously business.
Dude, it's crazy. You reached out, or I reached out, I can't remember. And then right after that, Chin Reaper hit me up, and he was
Ah,
just
that's
like,
a
let's
cool
go,
thing.
let's go. Yeah, boy. So I'm just going to get into it, dude. I really am. He wants
Do it.
your ass. He wants your chin. And what is going, what is going on with that, dude?
I'm sure he wants my ass alright, but sure, look. He's a fucking nobody, that fella. Absolute nobody. He's trying to chase a bit of clout off my name, that's about it. He was supposed to come into season 2. He bottled it. He was supposed to go for season 3. I reached out to Erica. I was like, if he's on season 3, put me in. She was like, yeah, 100%. And then he pulls out again. So he's nothing but a fucking pull out merchant.
Well, sometimes when you get talking, there's got to be action. So I think we're just waiting for that action.
He's where he belongs now in Slapfight Championship. He's making $50 a fight. He's fucking where he belongs.
I dig it, dude. I dig it. Oh, excuse me. So, okay, I wanted to hit that off right off the bat. We did it. So, hey, bro, Chin Reaper, it's here. If the action's there, we got it on both sides. We'll try. We'll do our best at Slap Something to make this happen, my guy. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
But let's talk about you, dude. So, you've been on the show, but I really want people to know because the sport is new. And even though we've had a lot of guys come on, even though it's growing, especially after Power Slap 9, where, us personally saw a big boom, it's really catching on. But people don't, I feel like people need to get to know you a bit, man. Tell them your history about who you are briefly, and then let's weave our way into how you found this slap game.
Yeah, so basically I started fighting when I was about 9, so I've been doing like boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Krav Maga, nearly anything that you can think of I've tried it. So I was in the military for 10 years. Yeah, I'm just kind of one of these country kind of folks, like, so I'm kind of just built a bit differently, even though it doesn't really show it in season 2. I kind of got caught off guard with it. There was a bit more to it now, because if I'll say it out, because just before they went to call for the fucking slap, I was trying to make sure my feet were nice and steady, and I just took my eye off him for a second. I just dropped my head and just looked down at my feet, and then that was it. He has a fast little slap on him, but like I reckon if I was biting down prepared, he wouldn't have even budged me. So just one of those things. I prefer the knockout to come fucking at the start and then stay going rather than on a momentum run and then get fucking get set back. So at least now I'm still on page 1. I can go from there.
Dude, fantastic, fantastic. So did you go through the application process? Did you have an interview? What led you to that spot?
So basically, how I arrived on the show was there was a video put up on Instagram, and it was with KO Chris, and I just
Oh,
commented
hell yeah.
underneath it. Yeah, I commented underneath it, and I was like, "Oh, me mammy slaps harder than that," or something along the lines of that. And I put the phone down. I went to sleep, and I woke up the next morning, and I had a load of messages on my Instagram. So it was, and they were all from KO Chris. So the two of us had a bit of back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. And at the end, he was like, nobody gets an easy road to me. So he goes, if you want it, you have to come through the ranks and go that way. So I was like, fuck it. I was like, I might as well give it a go. I've tried everything else. I said, well, this slap stuff mightn't be too bad. And at the time, I was about 217 pounds. So like for me to cut down to 170 was fucking massive. Like, so I said, I just give it a go. And, reached out to Erica, and then about a month later, then she was like, "Oh, are you still interested? We'll have a call with you there later on today." So I was talking to Erica and Noah, and then Frank, and then Craig Pilligan came up to Dublin then to meet me. So I had a meeting with him. He's the producer over like the Ultimate Fighter and stuff like that. So I would have known him. So we had a nice little chat and discussion, and he was like, "Don't worry," he says. I think Power Slap 5 was coming up at the time, and they wanted me to go straight on to Power Slap 5, but then as the meeting went, like we were having a bit of banter and a bit of laughs, like so he was like, "No, we'll put you onto the TV series and we'll let people get to know you, and then we'll go from there." So I still get a couple of messages off Craig every now and again, so kind of keep it in there. But
Yo, that's crazy. So this all it all
yeah,
kind
and
of
it just
started because you just in the comment section.
yeah. And then when I landed in, then
What the hell?
they were keeping it all hush because obviously Chris and Manny were the two coaches, like, and then me and Chris had the back and forward, and there was a load more to the filming when we were actually there for like me and Chris and stuff like that. So I reckon if things had worked a bit differently, like me and Debo were sort of matched up at the start, and I think at the time he was ranked number 7 or 6 or something like that. If I had beaten him, if he had actually made the walk and drank his water, and we got to the fight, and I just slept him, I reckon where Anthony Blackburn is now probably would be where I went for sure.
Think
We
about
keep
that,
going.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
storyline was
crazy. Yeah,
written.
the storyline was written. Yeah, bro.
Just
Well,
need an
part of
ending.
life is we gotta disrupt that storyline sometimes. You know.
It was humbling for me because I've never fucking like I went on like a 19 fight win streak, like competing. So like for me to get knocked out, then it was just like bring me straight back down to earth again. And since that, I've just the only things I've been training now is jaw, neck, back, arms, and doing a bit of fucking my leg work and stuff. Because I actually went into the season 2 with the knee injuries. That was kind of kept under wraps, and I was just before we went to fight. The doctor was kind of looking over us, and I was in agony. I was kind of sitting down. I wasn't comfortable, and he was doing our heart checks and stuff like that. And he was like, "Oh, your heart rate's a bit high," and I was like, "Okay, I'm just a bit nervous." But I was like, really, I was in fucking agony, like. So it was just kind of because I just had to run. So I ran. That's all I was doing. I was running about 16 miles a day to lose all that weight in such a short period of time. So and then I was eating salads and stuff like that. So I was depleted as fuck, like so. But this
Dude,
time
you're right.
I've been working with a nutritionist since I got back. Like, so I'm at a healthy like 180 now. Like, the cut to 170 is going to be absolute.
So did you say 220 or 270?
217 in around 217, just under 220.
Holy shit! And you had to get down to 180.
170, and
Yeah.
I weighed in on the day at 166.5, and earlier on that day. Because we were sitting around for ages, and I was supposed to be the second fight, but we ended up because Debo pulled out. I ended up going from second to last, like, so I was waiting around all day. And by the time I got to the scales, then I was like 166 or something like that. So I was just sweating it out of me. So I was
Whoa.
depleted.
And what was the timeline to drop that weight?
So we were there, and we flew out at I think it was the start of October, or the end of September, and I got the heads up in say near the end of July. So about 8 weeks.
Whoa. Yeah. So I mean, people hear that and they think, okay, 8 weeks, maybe that's some time, but they don't get it.
No,
Like
no,
you
that's
have to hit that
losing.
weight. So, dude, no wonder your knee was fucked up. You were probably running like Forrest Gump or some shit.
Yeah. I was training. I was in a jiu-jitsu competition or something like that. It was like a week before I got the message off Erica. And then I was out running, and like when I'm running, I was just like shooting for sprawls and stuff like that. And I just sprawled as I was running, and I hit a rock with my knee. And I knew at that stage I was like, I had an email typed out to Eric and all to say I was pulling out, and I could at the end of it. Then it's not, I can't pull out. I hate pulling out with stuff like that. So I was like, nah, I'll just go. I'll just give it a go anyway. So
Dude,
I hit the
you're a
road there.
savage. I love when the doctor was like, "Hey, your heart rate's a little high." You go, "Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm not messed up at all."
And then every time I was taking a step, then I could feel it in myself. I was like, oh, shit, it's not going to end up well. But
Dude.
yeah, and
So when you're up,
I went to a doctor and physio when I got back, and I had said nothing about power slaps, said nothing about fighting or anything like that. And she was like, they done a scan on my knee. She was like, holy shit, like, She was like, "This is really bad. Like, we're going to do a couple of, they were going to do surgery, but we done it with rehab and after." But she said, if you got say hit or anything like that, she goes, your whole center of gravity, your whole equilibrium is off. So she goes, you wouldn't know what had happened to you. And then I told her about power slap, and she was like, holy shit. She goes there. She goes, look, that's what happened for you.
Dude, that's unbelievable. So knowing all that in like internally and kind of keeping it to yourself. I mean, I know fighters do that all the time, but for you personally, I mean, for good or bad reasons, right? Like you don't want to pull out, you want to get in there, you want to do your thing. But when you're up there, does that register at all, or you're just oblivious and you're in the moment?
Yeah, it's
Because
more
that's
so in
got
the
to be
moment.
painful. It's got to be
Yeah,
painful when you
yeah.
stand and pivot, you know?
Yeah. But sure, I didn't get a chance to pivot, but like at that stage, I was kind of like, I was just in for like, like, I've had like bare knuckle fights where my two hands were broken. Like my thumb still has never set the same. So I just kind of, I can bite down and just grit through it. But when your body's against you, it's what it is. Like it's going to be against you. So
If people only knew seriously, man, the cojones it takes to be a fighter at any aspect, they would have more respect.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people just shy talking and they don't have a clue. Like the likes of Chin Reaper, he talks and he talks and he talks. But I offered to pay for him to come to fly over here. There's an organisation that I compete in. It's off the grid bare knuckles. They pay for everything for you. There's no cameras, so if you get your ass beat, you're not going to be plastered all over the place. Get in and get a straightener done. Like, but he was having, no, I'll get my solicitor, my lawyer after you if you touch me and all this and stuff. So I was like, right, you're not about it, lad.
Well,
You're just about shite talk.
so wait, you already said, "Hey, I'll pay for you to come out here."
I said I'll cover everything from him.
Whoa!
Pay his hospital bills for him and everything, whatever he fucking needs.
So you've got even the underground scene going on over there, where it's like, "Hey, prove your
Yeah.
shit. We can do it in any way you want."
Yeah. And we don't film it. We just there's just it's in like a field and there's like four bales in the corner and there's a referee and the two of you bring your money in, throw it on the fucking table. That's it. You scrap it out.
Dude, that's some Mortal Kombat Bloodsport type shit. That's crazy.
Just before I had my last one there, just as when Manny and Fat Tony Blackburn had their fight. I had my last fight just that day. Like so, I'm still a bit
So how does
scarred.
that? How does that? Dude, you piqued my interest a little bit now. So how does that underground scene work? Do guys just kind of talk and set it up, or is there like legit? We're going this date, this time, show up.
Yeah, there's a couple of fellas. I got introduced to it a couple of years ago, and I was fucking broke. And there was some fella I can't really remember how it started. It was a night out or something like that, and he was like, "Oh, we'll have a scrap." He goes, we won't do it here. We'll fucking." He goes, "I know some people." He goes, "Give me your number." And this was a fella that was the two of us were just beefing. He gave me his number, and the next day, then he was like, "Do you want to make some money?" He goes, "We can make some money. We can do it." So I got in there, and I think at the time I was like 22 or 20. The man was in his 40s, like, and I got in there. Then it was like there's a certain community in Ireland that I won't bash them, but like they're fucking just fighting men, like. So I got in, and I was 22. I think he was 40. I still see him now, like, and he's nearly like an old man, like so. But I got in and I whooped him in a round, like so. And since that, then I always get calls, I always get messages and stuff from them to come back and have a scrap. So
That's crazy. That you talking about that is kind of surreal to me because that literally feels like a movie or some shit, like Squid Games or some shit.
yeah, yeah, you don't really hear too much of it over here, but like, yeah, the real people kind of know it.
So you've got this man. You're so what I'm hearing is you're just game, and Power Slap was just part of this game that you're ready for. So when it comes to the actual slap game itself, what do you think is going to happen next, man? Are they going to give you that call? Are you going to get another chance? What's going on?
So I was supposed to be in Abu Dhabi, but some things happened behind the scenes, so they had to change the flight. So I was hoping to get on the December card, but they already had me placed for a different event. So I know when I'm back. It won't be that long till I'm back. So it's just a matter of who now, which I don't really
Dude,
care.
no, well, yeah, I can tell. You can tell immediately you don't give a shit. You just want to do your thing. That's
Yeah,
badass, man.
yeah. I just want to get up there and fucking just show them what I can do now. That's the only bit.
So you said you already know. Are you coming up on that Saudi Arabia card in January? Maybe. Da, 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 da.
All right, I'll say no. I'll say no.
Well, hey, brother, when it's time and they say you have free reign to let the people know, shoot me a DM, we'll make a post and we'll get the word out, my guy. I love it. I love it. So are you just itching or are you calm because you know what's coming?
I'm a bit of both now. I'm not gonna lie, because being in Vegas, I was there for so long, like, and all I wanted to do was just I had Debo's face pictured in my mind. I was just gonna fucking rattle him. That didn't come ahead, and then like yeah, stuff happened. And as soon as the match ended, because Hambo they can talk about all the shite, but he bitched out the second that fight was over. He was done the second that fight was over. He wanted to go home. He hid in the house all that evening when we came back. 'Cause when we got back, they had like cans of Guinness and a bottle of Jameson ready for me. Because when you go to war, you have to drink some whiskey after. So myself and
100%.
Concha and the butcher, we had a few shots and stuff. I finished the bottle and the fucking cans and stuff. And the next day, I was dying. We had to kind of move us back to the hotel, and I could barely get out of bed. I woke up and there was cameras in my face. I was like, shit, what the fuck am I after doing? But apparently, I was body shotting Uncle Micah and Brian Ellis and stuff like that. I was hitting the body shots and all sorts.
Dude, I love it. I think when you're in this fight game, that's more than appropriate to have that shot of whiskey and a bottle after because you deserve that shit, man.
After my last one, I could barely hold the glass. My fucking hands were all busted up, so I was kind of just sipping out of it through a straw and stuff.
So how do you prep for specifically the slap game? You mentioned your neck and your shoulders and all that. Are you doing that weird setup I've seen where there's like a cage around your forehead and you kind of twist? Like, what does your workout look like? Your
So
prep?
I just use the straps, like, so the straps on my head, and just come down with the chain and stuff and just lift weights. And I was pulling cars there a week ago with it, like, so I was just kind of just strengthening up the whole lower part of my neck. I've taken three slaps. I've taken one off 170 or 180 and a 205 or so. And the only one that literally rattled me was the 205, and he properly clubbed the shit out of me. So
So
yeah,
it's
I've
not
slept.
really.
I've slept all three of them on one. So one slap, done all three at 170, 180, and 205. And that's my plan. That's start off low, up to 170ers, move up to 180. 185. They have a lot of lads that I kind of respect, like the likes of the butcher. Like me and the butcher are fucking cool. Like, so hopefully, like, he does his job and he gets that strap there. And then if that's the case, I'd probably just skip the 205. Just kind of
Yeah,
leave him
dude, it's
at.
interesting for obvious reasons. They're promoting like the bigger names in power slap, like Paige Van Zant and like the super heavyweights, because everyone likes to see the big guys. But that
Yeah.
middleweight division, holy shit, that's on fire right now.
Yeah, and it's probably the most interesting division at the moment now, to be fair. But
It definitely has the
the
most.
170 is doing nothing. Like, they're just repeating the same fucking fights over again. And like, see the likes of Waylon Frost and Andrew Probagast, whatever he's called. Like, they shouldn't be in the rankings at all. They shouldn't be there. Them boys haven't fought. They haven't done anything. Get them the fuck out. Like, get some of these new lads in. Lads that are itching to go. Like, we have like Zach Zane down at he's ranked 7. Like, he's a fucking beast. Like, he's an animal. He might have had a couple of bad calls, but he's one of the top fellas. I reckon he should be up there as well. Like, maybe fourth, and then you know, and then even Andrew Fields, like, he got dropped out of the rankings for fucking what's the fella's name? Mini Ariel Hawani, fucking Rodder Laddie or whatever you call him.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the rankings have been. It's interesting, right? Because the sport's growing. The sport is growing so fast, particularly the brand Power Slap. I mean, let's be honest, they've got the money, they got the engine behind them. But like even in a different division like Bryce Jones and all that, like the rankings, they're trying to find their way with the rankings, man, because there's too much chaos and there's too much like
I think in
it's not.
January they'll probably open up a few more spots. I reckon they said there was gonna be news with the rankings, so I reckon they'll do a top 15. I'd say they'd easily do it, like, in each of the brackets, like, so. I reckon that'd probably be the best call. At least that frees up a lot of lads. There's a lot more movement. There's more people in the rankings. More people can get calls for fights and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. Going to doing a top 15 would be great, and then also maybe even not so much these big cards, but the sport is already to the point where it might just be the hardcore fans, but dude, they could literally have every other week slap nights. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
To
definitely.
really showcase the slappers and the fighters to build up to these bigger cards each month.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And you can see the way they're going with the bigger names. They have to do it. Like they have to promote these bigger names to get the eyes in and get them. Once you get people, because once people start watching it and see it, like it's pure entertainment. There's none of this. People can say whatever the fuck they want about like any sort of combat sport, but it's just something you get glued to. You have to keep watching. Like I've loved it from the second I watched it from the very start. And this was that Power season one. I started watching it and like slap and the first live event and stuff like that. And it's just been yeah, it's good. Like
No, it's good. I agree. When you say people just need to see it, then you get the eyeballs on it. You're absolutely right. So bringing in these bigger names is the right thing to do, but people need to see it live. Like, so how we got into this mess was I went with my boy to PS8, and they make it look like it's in this stadium. And then when you actually get there, it's just it's in a big ballroom, but you would never know because the production value is so high.
yeah,
And
yeah,
once you see a match live, it's kind of like, oh shit. Like you get it. You understand it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So we're all, it's different, and you can hear the slaps, and like it's quiet, but then someone will shout something out, and like those little things you don't totally get on TV is
Yeah.
fun.
Like the best bits about it. Yeah, it's an
So what's
interesting
going on,
one.
man? Go ahead.
So it's an interesting one to say the least, and it's not for the
No,
faint-hearted.
yeah,
I get loads of
yeah,
messages
it
off
is.
people now, and they're asking to see the slap fights. I'm like, just so you know, I said it's a big graphic, so tread with caution.
Trevor Caution, that's right. And for the naysayers, what I keep saying is, I don't drink Coca-Cola. I don't like it. Coca-Cola doesn't give a shit. They're doing fine. Like,
Exactly.
you may not like slap or whatever, but it's gonna be okay. They're doing fine. Just go watch it and see what it's about.
And I say 90% of the people that bitch about it, if they went to see it, they'd fucking, they'd fall in love with it. So that's what it is. They said
Yeah,
it all
I
about UFC at the start, so look where the UFC is now.
100%, dude. I mean, and even now with the UFC, let's be real, bro. Like, people still don't know it exists. They might know who
Yeah.
Conor McGregor is, but they really don't know. And it's the biggest thing in the world. It's like second to soccer or some shit globally.
They had the president there the other night. That's just massive. Like, where would you see it? Like, where would you fucking see it? Hopefully, we get
And
Donald Trump
power
at one of
slap,
the staff events now. It'll be a bit of crack.
that'd be amazing. We should have like President Trump go up against like Obama and just slap that shit out.
Put him up against Joe Biden there and see how they get on.
That would be great. Well, dude, what's next? It sounds like you might have a little secret going on with a fight coming up, but like I want to know, particularly for you personally, what do you want to get out of this slap game? Is it fame? Is it notoriety? Is it money? Is it just you want to fuck some people up? Like what do you want to get out of this opportunity as you're in the thick of it as it grows?
So for me, really, is that say when I was growing up and my whole kind of like fighting kind of stuff, I was in the military for so long that it kind of took away from the fact of what I was doing before. Like I was just a brawler, like I was just, and I was going on such a run. But I ended up getting my girlfriend was pregnant when I was like 19, so like things took a different kind of turn. So I had to be a dad, I had to provide, I had to do all that. I was in the Marines, so I spent like 6 years in the Navy. So I was like for four and a half of them I was at sea. So it was just a lot. So I was coming in back and forth. I was like going into the gym when I got off the ship. I was training a bit at the ship, and then when you're out and the weather is bad, you can't really train. So like you're just putting on weight, and it's hard to manage weight. And so yeah, I kind of put my fighting kind of stuff to the background. Even though when I come home, I always used to get an old scrappy and every now and again. But for me, it's just to just to take that off the list, just to say, right, I fucking, because I used to say it to everybody, I was like, you're going to see me on something, you're going to see me on in the UFC, you're going to see me on Bellator, you're going to see me on one of these things. So I've had the funniest thing about all of this is since it's happened, I got so many messages off people that are like, you fucking said it, you said it, you said you're going to get somewhere, and even though it's not the same thing, he goes, there you are. I'm just like, shut up. Things just seem to fall into place if you keep grinding that and keep working towards something. So that's just. it's not about. I don't even need the money. You know, I'm flush with money. Like money's not a problem for me. Stuff like that with fame. Like I have stuff coming up now. Like I get people shouting out to do. Like I'm getting like a custom grill for my next fight. So someone reached out to me over Instagram.
Dude, I love that. No, I've seen the hot sauce shout outs. I'm a hot sauce guy, so that's baller. So for you, you're kind of already accomplishing it in a way. Because all growing up and with those setbacks and life making you grow up really fast and all that, it was just about you're going to see me up there. You're going to see me up there, and so you're kind of living what you wanted to. Dude, that's crazy. That's amazing. Hey, we'll watch it, man. We'll watch it. There's a lot of BKFC guys in Slap, so I think you might get that fight, dude. Yo, it's funny, man. These guys like Ben Davis, if you're watching, Chin Reaper, if you're watching, look, this guy's game. He's ready, man. Karate combat. BKFC, power slap. This dude don't care. He wants it. I love this. Well, dude, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. I think this is going to be very, very good. I think this is going to showcase you in a way, like in a little bit different light. We're a little bit more energetic, lighthearted on this one, and we just want to let people have a proper platform. And bro, you've accomplished so much with your life, military and everything. We're a military family, so much love, much respect to you for taking that path because it is a man's path, that military path. And to loop it back to what you always told your boys growing up, you will see me, whether it's UFC, Bellator, whatever, whatever, and you're doing that, that's such a good example for everybody in your life, your family, and everything. So, dude, I applaud that very much. Thank you so much. Where can people find you on Instagram, dude? Okay, very cool. Very cool. Hey, thank you so much for coming on. And I can't wait to have you on again when all this stuff starts to happen, maybe in January around that time for Power Slap. But fantastic, dude, fantastic. Thank you so much. And let's let this thing upload. One sec.